On Tuesday, the 13th day of July 2021, Her Excellency, the Swedish Ambassador to Kenya, Honorable Caroline Vicini, led a delegation to Siaya County as part of an evaluation exercise for value chain actors on progress and challenges faced in the implementing of Agricultural Sector Development Support Program Phase 2. The team, which included senior officials from the Embassy of Sweden, ASDSP II National Program Secretariat, National Government, and county officials, first paid a courtesy call to His Excellency, the Governor, Colonel Rasanga Amoth.
So, thank you very much for receiving us, and we are also happy that we have our partners in this program participating later today, the FSD, which is also a part of this transparency effort that we are making for the citizens and for the actors in these value chains that are developing, so everyone can get their fair share. To us, it's very important that those people who are at the furthest end of the value chain also get their fair share, because that's why we develop those, is that the fish farmer, the chicken breeder, etc. will also get their fair pay, so they can provide for their families and their lives and move to another station.
The ASDSP or the Swedish Government has been supporting the framework in agriculture all over. And in the sector we are talking of transformation. We realize that our farmers have not been very commercial, and this is one of the projects that is actually training farmers, capacity building farmers on the issue of transformation of the value chain.
The County Executive Committee member for Agriculture, Food, Irrigation, Livestock and Fisheries, Dr. Elizabeth Odhiambo, outlined the tremendous success that have been achieved since ASDSP II inception, and this includes reaching out to 10,000 value chain actors against the target of 14,000. Development of 3 strategic value chain action plans, created partnerships that have enhanced market access, development of innovation proposal for value chain actors, and ensuring linkages among different players.
So within the county, this program supports 3 value chains: the mango value chain, indigenous chicken, and the fish value chain. The choice of the value chain actually speaks to the different directorates within the Department of Agriculture. It touches on livestock, it touches on fisheries, and it touches on crops. And so for us, this has been a facilitative program because it has enhanced intra-departmental engagement through capacity building of the various players within the particular sector. We are particularly grateful for the funding.
She added that the Swedish government is largely mainstreaming youth and women participation in all its programs, and Siaya County has greatly responded to that call with great impetus.
The gender balance here today is slightly better than the one we saw yesterday, and I see that there are capable women in charge, and that you are also reaching women in the program, which is very important to us, as well as the youth that is always talked about as a small, you get the impression when you talk about the youth that it's a smallish group, but actually it's the majority. The youth, and I think it is very important also to retain the population in the community and in the county, is to give them the opportunities to really have an income and be able to develop their capacities, and we are happy to see that is happening. So I'm really interested. I'm happy that we will go out and meet the stakeholders today and see what they are achieving in real life. And thank you, Governor, for offering this opportunity to us all. And the last point I wanted to say that you mentioned, and for the Deputy Governor who was there yesterday, with the inauguration of this fish processing plant in Kakamega, there is a need for input. There is, according to the plant manager, a strong demand. They have a good marketing team. They have a strong demand for the product. But to come up to capacity, there is a need for you to send fish there. So hopefully this will be a good outlet for your fishing and fish farming.
Thank you. Welcome, Madam President.
The governor appreciated the Swedish government for its overwhelming investment in mindset change for residents to practice commercially oriented agriculture.
The depletion will therefore mean that we seriously need to look at the management of fish itself. And so if you bring in the value chain, it is a very important concept, so that even the grower of fish in the pond and the grower of fish in the cage in the Lake Victoria should be able to realize the benefits. Generally, madam, people who eat fish are believed to be very good.
He also assured that his government will ensure that the 110 million investment over 5 years since 2017 obtains the stipulated value that will live beyond the test of time.
Even in this value chain thing, to make sure that it is a success. We again thank you very much, because I'm seeing the value of this support to be standing at about 110 billion. And what I would like to see after that 5-year period really, is what is it that 110 million has left behind.
After giving a listening ear to the governor's office, CASCOM, value chain platform chairpersons, and other development partners, it was now time to go out to the field and see for themselves the good report that had been obtained from Siaya since the program's inception.
This is the center that does mentorship and coaching and train various businesses that we get them from the mentorship platform. So this is where now the business, in terms of the business plan development, in terms of the linkages that we does with the financiers. So this is an area that we incubate these businesses so that they can have that sharp mind and knowledge where they want to go and where they can also get business partners that we work with within the platform.
At the Agricultural Training Development Center, the ambassador was treated to exhibitions of agro dealers, seedling producers, processors, and even Equity Bank as a financial service provider. Supported by ASDSP II on the mango value chain has seen the incubation of Sparrow Tropics, specialist in natural mango juice and fresh wine. Currently, Sparrow's per capita income stands at 625 Kenya shillings.
We use green production method so that we can take care of the environment. The flesh we use for making the mango juice, and the peels we use to make the mango wine.
A partnership with the AgriCircle Global has also exposed the youth to the global market through the selling of the solar dehydrated mangoes.
For all smallholder farmers, we only sell in the US. Our main partner is ASDSP. Yes, we only sell in the US. And these stickers here and then we're able to partner in that way. And actually, this is our brought for you. It's a gift from AgriCycle Global.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. That is dried pineapple, dried mango, and dried jackfruit. This is jackfruit, this is pineapple, and those are mango.
The ambassador's visit at Maningi Enterprises in Chianda, North Uyoma Ward was equally exciting, witnessing one of the best production, hatching of table birds, eggs for sale, and feeds formulation.
And once that was done, you realize I need to stability from around 40 to 5% in that. Oh, yes. So I think that was a very, very significant contribution.
Yeah.
Apart from that, let me also advise that you need to have a very, very well-educated cutting unit. So the advice is that you put the inlet there for air inlet. Then you are going to put the cycle here. We are going to do that next month.
And so where do you get raw materials from?
Okay, raw materials like maize I buy from Italy, that's not Rick. Some I buy from Siaya. The soya I also buy from Siaya, but the local farmers are coming up. They are growing in the supply. Then the fish meal, I get it from the this yes. This is omena. Then the other omena, I buy them from fishermen. There's some actually women from supply we are going to move into that once we get some assistance as a family. We buy them. Thank you. Wow.
It was now time to wrap it up at the lakeside, and Luanda Kotieno was just the best place to explore the richest and enormous fish production, processing, the adaptation of new technology, and even boat riding.
Fish, not small fish, but big fish. We use this to use this. They are attached together.
So several
several long lines the length has several attached together in this line and in a bit at the hook for it to catch fish. So we use that. But we also encourage, we don't encourage our fishermen to go to the lake without the life-saving jackets. So that is why we have an aqua shop where he sells his life jackets. So we have also different preservation of fish. So these are smoked fish. Yeah, our mamas and our youth do this when they are so this is how so here we have fisherman
geared towards solving a problem, and this we are going to see as we move to the field how some of these have been actualized by developing actors. With us here today, I believe we have a team from the Assembly Steering Committee in Siaya County. Was formed last year when it was inaugurated officially, and we don't take it for granted, Madam Ambassador, because it actually came into existence because of the good coordination that was actually brought into play by the Agriculture Sector Development Support Program. This committee is responsible for coordinating activities in the agriculture sector. Out of its engagements, we have helped to achieve several milestones in our sector in the county of Siaya. First and foremost, I want to say that out of this, we have had various policies and strategies that have come into play. Of note, I want to say that the overarching agriculture policy has been realized, although not to completion, but we are at a very high level of completion. This policy the other week went into public participation, and views from the public are supposed to be put into it before it becomes a document that will guide agricultural development in the county.
We must say thank you very much, SIDA, for assisting us here. As I stand here now, the project has reached 2,068 actors. A platform known as Siaya Mango Value Chain Platform was initiated in August 2014, and all along it has got 6 organizations. And we have also the segment that produce process, and trade.
The platform actually was started in the year 2014 as a CBO. And the platform has spearheaded the formation of 6 organizations, that is Fingerlings Producers Organization, Feed Millers Association, Fish Producers, Fish Transport Organization, Fish Processors, and Fish Traders. The platform to date is operating with 3,949 actors, of whom we have all the representations from the organizations in the value chain platform. The value chain platform consists of 20 members who come in on a rotational basis of 1 year each.
When ASDSP came with a mindset, they capacity build actors, so these people came to know that indigenous chicken can even be done as a business. So in this business, the ASDSP came with segments in this business in indigenous chicken. These segments, they divided them that you can even do business in input supply and earn a living. You can even do production and earn a living. You can even just do trade in local chicken. You can even just do transport. Others nowadays even do processing.
So the project has 4 key flanks. The first one is retail trade, which provides markets, domestic markets. The other aspect or pillar of the project is financial services. The focus within that pillar is for financial inclusion, financial access that helps with market development. Then there is also the aspect of agricultural production, and this is how the nexus and collaboration with ASDSP comes in, although we share several other objectives as I will explain. The last bit of it is export promotion. How do we get smallholder primary producers to participate in the export market?
I want to say that in the period that we have had ASDSP, we have seen what is called transformation, complete transformation in the mindset, in the business that is touching the farmers. And where we are today, we have moved miles and kilometers away from where we were because of this project of ASDSP.
The little monies you are giving us, we are really doing oversight to it so that the common farmer gets its rightful bill from that coin that you are giving us. And I want to sincerely thank your government for having so it wise to partner with us through educating our farmers. And I want to sincerely thank the Kenyan government too, because this program is being funded by 3 arms of government: the Swedish Government, the Kenyan national government, and the county government also puts money to make sure that everything is implemented. And that's where we are as a representative of the people. We make sure that the budgeted amount is put into good use so that our farmers get their rightful share.
Have yes, eruption and development, and then we have no reason not to give them money to continue. So with these challenges, and when the MTR was done, we noted that we are at 30% national level implementation. The issue of COVID, the issue of budget disbursement, the issue of emergencies coming at county level, taking priorities in those emergencies, including the rockers. We are country have been affected by the rockers, and all those kind of challenges. We are still behind. But the good thing with the MTR, they gave us recommendation that will help us accelerate the implementation. Again, with this grant we are getting, and we are very thankful to the embassy, because for us to implement the innovation proposals, they have to pass through the embassy. And thank you very much, Mr. Maridi, Because once we send them to him, they don't take more than a week. They come back to him. We really appreciate it. And we have done all of them, and we are being rolled out. I said specifically doing. So that is where we are. It's a program, and there was also a recommendation by the midterm review that we get an extension. But when we start with the embassy, we develop what we call an action plan for midterm evaluation follow-up action plan. We have discussed with the embassy and we're still discussing. And another recommendation is, they recommended is, do we get an extension? Because the program is ending next year in 2022. And we have already done, by the time they were doing the evaluation, it was 30%. But I want to believe now, if you are to do it now, even from what we have seen there, it could be about 20%. So we say, let us accelerate the implementation of this proposal, capacity building proposals and location plans, so that by the end of this financial year, 2022, we can now assess and see what kind of do we need an extension, and if we need an extension, what kind of an extension. So thank you very much. And I want to stop at there, because I'm thought in the field is where we're going to see.
Cannot really wait to come out in the field and see what we present to the individuals who are active in the farms, in the rearing of indigenous chicken, in the fish ponds, etc. Because that is really what is the proof. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they used to say, you know. So that is going to be very interesting to see that. I must confess to you that I don't have an agricultural background, and I have very little background also in development work, and therefore I am like a child. I look at this, you know, with new eyes, and I ask my team a lot of questions. But we say in Sweden that from the children and the fools, you get the real questions. And so maybe I consider myself belonging to the first child part, not the fool part, hopefully. And I see a number of things in this that are both opportunities and even issues that I'm surprised that have not been solved by itself, so to say, by the market. And I think, therefore, the sort of combination of the two programs that we have been talking about here, of bringing in technology where Kenya is so much in the forefront. I mean, Kenya has really a technological platform and knowledge and human assets that can be compared with what we have in Sweden. And to bring that into with a much more traditional part of making a living, which is agriculture, and combine the two, and by that bring in the youth into this, is quite important.
Hello, my name is Caroline Vicini. I'm the ambassador of Sweden to Kenya, and I have today and yesterday been touring the lake region to look at different projects that we are financing. In all programs, we are mainstreaming women's participation. So we see too that the beneficiaries are also women. And often there are extra efforts that have to be done, maybe through an NGO or another organization to support women particularly, to engage, as in this case, in improving the value chain for different agricultural issues. But I think what we have supported here is the development of only selling or farming for own consumption into improving the network of different actors, bringing them together so the farmers and people can sell their products as well and earn an income. And to find a way that all these different functions that you need in the value chain is ensured that they are trained that they are connected to each other. The problem here is the fragmentation and the lack of information, because maybe you cannot sell a certain type of product here right now, but there is somebody not too far away that you might not be aware of who's in need of this product, and it might fetch a higher price. That's why we are also supporting a platform, a digital platform, where you can get control over the situation in the county in 4 different products, where different actors in a transparent way can get access to the information. So maybe if you cannot sell to your digital buyer, you can sell to somebody who is not very far away, but that you're made aware of this platform, digital platform. But our strategy is really to try to empower and act in a collaborative way. We are not much of keeping away things or constructing things, physical installations or so. What we want to do is that we want to be catalytic, so the Kenyan capital, the Kenyan human resources, the Kenyan agricultural products can all come together in a system where the market can actually solve many of those obstacles that we were mentioning before. And so what we want to leave behind is actually a way of thinking, a system that supports this value chain development, a system that supports capitalization through domestic resources, and a system where entrepreneurship can be used to develop the agricultural product and also to improve the income of people who are producing and selling. I will come back again, for sure. I will bring my family as well.
Time to leave the county came so fast, since there was still too much to see and talk about. Indeed, it was content and exciting for the Swedish ambassador, Honorable Caroline Vicini.